Still got stuff going here. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. I'll show you two wrote in asking about how to use the SP404 Mark II as a external sequencer for a MPC in particular. I gave like a few thoughts and notes, got a response back that let me understand a little bit better what I'll show you two's looking for. So really just want to show you like what it would look like, I think, if you want to use the SP404 Mark II as a sequencer to sequence the MPC. This ought to work with other external gear as long as you kind of set things up correctly with the MIDI type on the SP404 Mark II, let it accept information and all that fun stuff. So let's get into it. So first up, I didn't really have any settings on the MPC that I had to do. You just need to make sure that it can accept MIDI coming in on the tracks. It'll from there, from the device, it'll work fine. And I can show you that in a second, but the important part, I gotta be in sample mode, Shift Pad 13, go into System, under MIDI, you'll want sequence note out on. This will make sure that your sequencer will send the notes from the SP404 Mark II over to your MPC. And you want to make sure pad note out is on probably just so that as you're hitting the notes, you can hear them. And if I turn this off, I can't hear any of the notes. So the only way it's going to get back over to the MPC is when it's in the sequencer. Probably not what you're looking for, but if it is, you get that setting. The other thing is I've just got MIDI mode A, which is, it maps the MIDI notes from the SP404 Mark II the same as they're mapped on the MPC. So nothing like crazy going on there. Now, the fun thing here is I've turned the volume down. I'll turn the MPC down and this up. And the reason I turned it down is because we actually only want to play the notes over here, but you have to have something on you have to have a sample assigned to all the pads so that you can get that note into the sequencer. So I don't know. That's just the way it works on firmware 3.x right now. Maybe we'll get a firmware update that gives us some other options, but that's the way it works. So let's go to pattern mode, hit record. We're going to go to pad 10 here. I got an empty one. 96 BPM is fine. Length of 2. I would say strength of 100% is fine, but the problem is with the volume down, we're not going to have any metronome, so it's going to make it harder for us to play. So if you're okay with that, or you want to just kind of start with the samples on the SP404 Mark II, go do what you normally do. But I'm going to switch to TR rec mode just so that we can get a little bit down to work with. And first note, when you hold subpad and you select what pad you want to play, just notice it's not actually triggering anything on the MPC. So this would allow you to hear what you're playing on the SP404 Mark II, but with the volume down, you can't hear it. So you're kind of hoping that you're hitting the right things over on there on your MPC. So let's just put a kick pattern down. We'll do the same thing, get some snares, and don't forget to turn your MPC back up so you can hear. Now, even with just this, it's only going to work for programs on the MPC that are matched the same, more or less, but I can immediately just switch to another program here and just kind of see if I like the kit, because I just loaded up a few here just to kind of show why you might want to do this. Let's throw in some hats. So we just got like a standard kind of like slower, but kind of standard house beat here. And probably not the hi-hat you want, but probably not the hi-hat you want there either. But I mean, it sounds fine here. And again, you can just kind of load in some different programs, try stuff out. Let's say we don't like that. I'm going to take it out. Let's try this. See what we get. And then let's see. Yeah, that's like a more appropriate hi-hat for what I was kind of looking for. So again, we can try these kits out really quick. Now, the real problem here is because these kits aren't the same, we're not necessarily going to know what we're going to get for samples here, but I hit exit to get back into just the pattern play, and I'm going to hit record to get into real-time record and get out of the TR rec mode. So let's just record in, like, looks like the bass is over here, and we'll do the Vox. So it's going to just keep re-triggering. Now, a problem I want to show you is normally you could hold shift and we'll exit out of record mode, go to pattern mode. Shift reverse would allow us to mute things. We're muting this mute mode only mutes the samples from playing on the SP404 Mark II. It's still sending those note events over to the MPC. So I just wanted to show you that and kind of show you, like, I mean, we can like throw in the Vox and we're gonna have the same problem. Like, you just can't mute the MIDI notes. So we get this playing now and it's gonna keep playing. Really, the way that you're going to have to get rid of these, if you want to, for notes would be either you can do shift, pattern select, and do undo. And you can hear it like stopped playing that note when it looped over. But even if I do shift, actually we can't do undo. So if we do delete, we can hold down erase, and it's not going to re-trigger that bass. But you can hear, like, this is a long bass loop. So it's still just playing. It's not triggering over here. You just have to wait for it to kind of end. There we go. It just ended. So I don't know that it's going to depend on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. But I mean, this definitely works. Again, we can change to different patterns. And because like the bass is in the same note, it ought to work. Like, watch this. Come in. And we'll just do the bass. There we go. I don't know why it didn't trigger, but we get it playing. We can switch over, but it sounds like it's playing that other bass note and the new one. Probably not what you want. So now we've got a whole bunch of bass notes. I'm going to stop it. Well, I'm going to stop it over here, right? So definitely works. I think you're better off doing this and auditioning with one-shots that aren't terribly long. I don't know that, like, that one might just be a single note, but this one's like a full-on long, probably like 4 or 8 bar loop. Probably not a good thing to be triggering to kind of audition samples and patterns, because you're just going to hear them stack up because it's not going to stop playing until it's like kind of finished playing. Anyway, hope that helps you guys out. Thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good, and peace.